In this lesson, we are discussing the pronunciation of vowel plus R. So we are learning vowel R combinations, as in teacher, R as in start, and or as in morning. When R comes before a vowel, for example, words like run or read, the placement is slightly different, and we learn that in another lesson. So let's talk about vowel plus R. The most common vowel R combinations are R, and or. We will be covering all three placements in this lesson. Let's start with It's the basis for both of the other sounds. To produce the tip of your tongue does not touch anything at all. So nothing rolls. We don't roll our R's. So the tip of the tongue does not touch anything at all. You will curl your tongue. This is your tongue. This is where it's attached to your throat. So this would be like my tongue here. You curl your tongue so that it forms this shape inside your mouth. It tenses up and curls. The sides of your tongue touch inside your upper back teeth. So it's up, tense, and gets a little bit wide. It's like the sides of your tongue are pushing against your upper back teeth or your molars. It's helpful to protrude your lips forward to produce but you don't have to. I can do it without moving my lips at all. So it's really all happening inside the mouth, but at first when you're learning if you feel that it helps you to push your lips forward, that's fine. People do it both ways. It's not really a big deal. Just try not to make too much of the lips in this particular sound. So let's try in a few common words. We'll start with in the stressed position or the strong syllable of a word. Learn. Word. Perfect. Often appears in the unstressed syllable of a word, and this is where many regional dialects of American English tend to drop the R or do something else with it. Non-native speakers tend to have a difficult time with it in the unstressed syllable as well. Teacher, stroller, never. So that's R. The pronunciation of R takes the sound that we just learned, but adds the vowel ah right before it. So this means you have to drop your jaw a little and keep the back of your tongue low. So you produce an ah sound before gliding into the ER. There's movement that creates the sound. So start by relaxing your lower jaw. Place the tip of your tongue behind your bottom teeth. The back of your tongue is low and relaxed. Your jaw is slightly dropped. You turn on the voice to find the ah sound. Then you lift and tense the back of your tongue as you slide into the R. This is your tongue. R, and then it curls. Relaxed, then tense. R. Most people tend to cut the ah portion of this sound, so they lose the vowel and they get right to the so they end up saying more of an R. Sounds like a pirate a little, R sound, but that's what tends to happen with a lot of accents. So be sure that you give equal time to both parts of the sound. R. Let's try it in a couple words. Car. Start. Market. You can hear the movement within the sound. It makes it a little longer than the way you may have been producing it. That length, that movement, that little bit of change, you hear the change in pitch, that's what you want with this sound. Or. It's difficult to round your lips and push them forward enough to produce the or sound. This is a really American movement of the lips that is not required in a lot of other languages. So this can feel a little strange at first. Or is really tricky when it comes after a W or another R sound. So when you have to say warning or roar Your lips really have to move forward, and if you're not used to that, as I said, it can feel a little strange. Don't worry about how it feels. Use your ear to judge the sound. So to find or, you take that same placement of that we just learned with the tongue curling up and being very tense, but start with really rounded lips. As you glide through the sound, your lips move even further forward and they round even more. Or. Your lips do have to move on this one. Let's try it in a few words. Store. Morning. War. Very nice. Once you've learned and practiced all of the vowel R combinations, many students find it helpful to think of them as one concept in conversation. It can be a lot to think about and R and or and all of the possible spellings that go along with it. But if you just think, I have to hit every R for my American accent, you tend to do it, and it's much more simple. It happens a lot faster. So it's fine to think of all of the vowel R's as one concept when you're practicing in conversation.